I just wanted to make a quick video on how I solved the fact that I was missing the special power cable for my iMon front display on the SilverStone CW02. I believe the iMon displays, a lot of them use this same connector. So there's a couple things you're going to need. You're going to need a basically an ATX power extension. So here's an example of one that I have. This isn't the right one. This isn't like the one I used, but basically you want an ATX power extension that's 24 pin to 24 pin. In my case, I didn't have that, so I used 20 to 24 pin, but it's kind of whatever. And what I ended up having to do was I had to splice into the 5-volt standby wire, which should be this purple wire. And I also had to splice into a red wire for 5-volt and then a ground. And I made little pigtails that came off of that so I could put this in between the power supply and the motherboard. And the iMon uses this weird connector, which I think is called a Mini-SPOX or something like that. As you can see, that's the power input. And these wires should correspond with what they need in. So the red's plus 5-volt, the black is ground, and the purple is 5 VSB, which is 5-volt standby. Ideally, you double check that though, just in case, either through looking at the manual, or you can at least figure out what the ground wire is by using a meter. But I didn't have basically the little adapter that had that connector coming off. So I spliced those wires, and then I had a connector that I salvaged. I couldn't find 3-pin connectors. All I had were 2 or more pin connectors. So what I ended up having to do, which was a little jank, was this is a SATA and power cable out of a Lenovo branded all-in-one PC. And it has the right connector. This just has too many pins. And since I had a couple of these to go around, I figured, well, let's see what I can do. And I got it done the first try, but basically what I did was I cut off that 4th pin. So I used these wire cutters, and I cut it down the middle like so, which is going to cause things to fly around. There we go. And now it's almost a 3-pin connector. I actually did a horrible job cutting that. You can kind of trim around. So get it down a little further. These might not be the best cutters. Maybe if you had some flush cutters or something. But basically I trimmed it down so it was close to that line. And then once I got it close to that line, I sanded it down so it looks similar to the spacing on the basically outside of the other one. So you just use some sanding paper and you just kind of rub it across there until you get it down. And eventually I got it to the point where it was like right on the outside of that line. And that got me the correct spacing to be able to plug it into a 3-pin housing. There won't be the little locking clip on the side that you modified. But then from there, it's just a matter of I spliced these onto the little pigtail I put onto my adapter, and basically get this cover back off here. Basically, that's what this was here. The color of the wires obviously don't match correctly, but as long as you got the voltages coming in the right way, it's fine. But yeah, that's kind of the workaround if you don't have the little pigtail. Can't really zoom in much more, but you can kind of see how this edge here is all kind of messed up. That's the side I sanded. And yeah, thankfully it works, and I'm able to use the front iMon panel now without resorting to really crazy jank. But I don't know, hopefully that's helpful if anyone else needs to make a cable to power their iMon. And yeah.